All right, so good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time you come across this video. I am back again. I know it's been a while, but I am back. Got a little bit of free time, so I say I'll come and drop a video on you all, bring some enlightenment and to give you perspective on something you may not understand, and to even share my perspective on things. And so, as you can tell, the title of this video is "Don't Just Love Me When It's All Good," right? And so just a few days ago, I was having this conversation with a young lady that I really care about, as a friend, that is. And she was telling me about some things that she was dealing with, and I began to speak to her about why it is that I maneuver the way I do when it comes to relationships. And I began to tell her that when I'm in a relationship or I'm pursuing someone, I'm not just looking for the good times. Right? I'm not just loving the good times. I'm loving, right? I'm loving what we're having. I'm loving the good moments, but I'm not dwelling on the good moments, because I understand that good moments are supposed to be good moments. But the strength of a relationship, the strength of love is tested when everything is going wrong. And so I say this: don't just love me when everything is going good. Right? And so there's so many people out there, you all plan your relationship, you want to marry someone, you want to be with someone, you want to move in with someone, you want to do everything for them when things are good, but you change their energy when things are bad. And what you got to understand is your love should never waver, your love should never change. You should keep that same energy, especially when things are bad, because that's when you need it most. Right? And some of you out there, you say, I want to spend the rest of my life with him, I want to spend the rest of my life with her, but the minute things go bad, you say, I don't know. Let me tell you something. If you only love someone when things are good, you're not meant to be loving them in the first place. Right? If you can only love someone when it's beneficial, not beneficial in the manner of just because we're good, then I love you. If you can't do your job, like, young man, if you can't do your job with that lady when things are bad, the same way you do it when things are good, you don't need to be there. Young lady, if you can't love that man with the same energy you had the first time when things are good, you don't need to be there. All right? You don't need to be there. Instead, you need to rethink your idea of love. Rethink your view and your perspective on what love should be and what love is. And I don't want to be all deep. I don't want to be all, love, all over the place when I had this conversation. But I'm simply speaking from a place of understanding. And then she going to ask me about understanding in relationships. And I tell her, I was actually talking to another guy on FaceTime as well while I was having that conversation. And he asked me, do you think arguing is okay? I said, totally, dude. Totally. Arguing is fine. As long as, here's the catch, as long as you are coming to a common place, as long as you both are arguing to understand and not to win. Because the moment you argue with your partner to win, then you are arguing for the wrong reasons. Because if you love that person, if you want to be there for that person, you don't argue to win against that person. You argue to understand that person so that you both come together and face that issue and not allow that issue to drive you apart. All right? So if you're going to fuss, and I had to understand that as well, man, like if we both arguing, who's listening? And if none of us listen, what are we arguing about? And none of us are listening, how do we fix this? All right, so who's listening? Who's listening when all these arguments is going on and everybody's fussing, everybody trying to get their point across? And sometimes you got to shut up and realize this. Sometimes you got to shut up and realize that I am talking to respond. I'm listening to respond and not listening to understand. And a lot of you do it. Heck, I found myself doing it a lot before I realized, why am I trying to win when I need to understand? If she's arguing, I need to be listening. If I'm talking, she needs to shut up and listen. That's the only way we're going to fix this. It's the only way we're going to get to a common ground. And more of the story, overall, like I was telling you all, don't just love someone when things are good. Because they need to love the most, the patience the most, the understanding the most when things are bad. Because a lot of us judge relationship off of how good things are. The strength of relationship is tested when things are going wrong. And if you just loving someone when things are good and change your mind when things go bad, you're not ready for love. Don't just love someone when things are good. I love you all. Peace.